Christopher Daniels fired, Chris Jericho told to retire, and a Japanese text message translated to "No large man should wear a floral shirt." Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. It is your 15th of May 2024 review. Could they translate it into the machine that none of these indie Japanese bums should be on prime time television? No large man should wear a floral shirt. Making fun of Samoa Joe, are we? Well, what about that Nightingale? They wouldn't dare attempt to make fun of her, especially, I don't even know what Japanese guy it was that made fun of Samoa Joe. He was he literally just walked in the shot with his phone, turned it around to the camera. You could clearly see it was Google Translate. He pressed play into the mic, and then it just faded to black as it said it. Absolute mess. But let's get down to the money talk. Oh aye, we're live from the Angel the Winds Arena in Everett, Washington. We kick off with the Blackpool Combat Club against the Don Callis family. I swear to Christ, I feel like we've seen this match a million times, but everyone, Daniel Bryan's back in Washington. He's back in Washington. Who gives a shit, man, where Daniel Bryan wrestles? He's a vanilla midget that I do not know why WWE pushed about 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. Ridiculous. Sloppy match, nonetheless. But John Moxley, I'm surprised, actually picks up the victory here instead of Daniel Bryan being hometown hero and all that stuff. I thought Daniel Bryan probably would have picked up the victory, but he didn't. Daniel Bryan lives to fight another day, survives a match without getting injured, which seems to be the first match in a decent while that he's not picked up one. John Moxley looked methed out as per usual. I'm sure Daniel Bryan knows all the meth spots in Washington. But the Blackpool Combat Club pick up the victory, celebrates on the ropes, but then Takashita grabs him, suplexes him from the top. The Don Callis family come in, but Claudio comes in with a big crowbar to even up the odds, and it was a giant crowbar. It wasn't just a normal crowbar. My name's Cesaro, Ring of Honor. I bring giant crowbar into the ring, you know. Ring of Honor crowbar. Adam Copeland comes out. I mean, he doesn't actually say this, but he said it in like an interview. He doesn't want to be known as Adam Copeland. He wants to be known as Cope. Well, mate, you're not coping with your name change. Anything to go back to a 4-digit bloody name. He comes out, but the House of Black batter him. He's getting like concertoed, messed up in the dome with all these chair shots. They take his wedding ring off him. Out comes Kyle O'Reilly for the save. He just gets battered to a pulp anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. Then like they cut backstage to the House of Black, and they're looking at the wedding ring, and they're like, oh, the ring, such a symbol of marriage and symbolism. And pish, who cares about the House of Black? People crying, oh, Aleister Black's only had one singles match in the past 27 months. But is that the biggest problem with the House of Black? The fact this sack of shit's only had one singles match in over 2 years? Or what about the fact they're just fucking shite? That should be the problem we're dealing with here. Not that pish. Excalibur showing up in his mask. I can't stand Excalibur. Here he is talking about the fact that Eddie Kingston's injured and he's going to be missing, right, this big Anarchy in the Arena match, and he's sitting there like a goofball, full suit and tie. You know, he's got his cufflinks on, all that shite, and he's sitting there with a mask on, sweating it, looking like an absolute fud as Excalibur. It's not just this week, he does it, he wears it every show. I don't know, it actually pisses me off. But yeah, Eddie Kingston's missing. The Elite are backstage, they're making fun of it. Jack Perry, the guy that's better than CM Punk on the mic. Eddie Kingston, you're injured, and by my calculations, that's 4 on 3. Oh, well done, Jack Perry. Breaking his voice for every fucking syllable he was trying to pronounce it there. Boring. FTR then say they found a 4 for Anarchy in the Arena, so you're free, mate. Just got quickly turned into a 4. Dax then says Okada is the Elite's bitch. Dax, get well soon. And that is tonight's main event, by the way. Dax Harwood against Okada. We then have the Young Bucks against Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. There's really not much to this match. Of course, they start beefing with Daniels on Collision. They come out. They win. They then grab the mic. They tell Daniels, you know what, Daniels, unfortunately, you're trying to clean a toxic atmosphere in the locker room, but you're fired. It's like, oh, but don't worry, you'll get your 30-day severance pay and your family will look after you. And then Jack Perry pours champagne over Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone probably sitting there wanting Jack Perry and the Young Bucks to lick it up him because, I don't know, Tony Schiavone's just a weird fucking guy these days, isn't it, at the end of the day? Then we then have Tony Storm, Harley Gowron come out. Well, I say they come out for like a wee promo with, Renee. It's just the El Generico for Tony Storm. I guess it's working. On your ass, chins, tits, le sure. She'll have a match later on the night. Malachi Malachi Blah. Goodbye. He accepts Adam Copeland's challenge, by the way. Whoop-de-doo. But if Copeland loses, he's got to bend the knee. Well, bend the knee to what? The House of Black. It's just like some pish Game of Thrones rip-off this show is, man. We then have Hook taking on Sebastian Wolf. Hook wins in about 3 seconds. Boring. He grabs the mic. He then calls for Chris Jericho. That's not why I'm here. I want Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho comes out with Big Bill. Why are these two a tag team? Seriously, why are these two actually a tag team? Jericho comes out, just boring us. He's like, you're chanting, please retire, but when I retire, you're all going to be raging when I get inducted into every Hall of Fame on God's green earth, sort of talk. And then he says to Hook, here, you're selfish, big man. How about you spread the opportunities about? How about you have a qualifier match next week? And the winner of that can challenge for my world championship. Right, hold on, Chris Jericho, right? You're fat, you're delusional, you're out of shape, you're about 5 years past your sell-by date. To claim this FTW championship as a world championship is a fucking tragedy in itself. It's an absolute tragedy. Absolute tragedy. Tell you that. Absolute freaking tragedy. FTW championship. Who are we trying to kid here? Fucking mess, man. Swerve then said the stomp on Collision was the final nail in the coffin of the embassy. We then have a world championship, a proper world championship. Well, I'll say proper, I use that term loosely, but here it is actually called the world championship. We've got Swerve Strickland taking on Brian Cage. Swerve Strickland wins. I just do not get these eliminators. Oh, if you win, you get a title shot. But you've just spoiled the match in progress. Absolute shite. Whoever thought these title eliminators were actually good are absolute shit. After the match, Swerve gets a chair, starts hitting him, but then Christian comes out. Nick Wayne comes out of nowhere. Low blows Swerve. Oh no, out comes Kill Switch. Everybody's coming out. Christian says, I want you to be embarrassed. You're covered in blood. I'm going to make you my daddy. You know, Christian can't really go a week without making a dad comment, can he? Yeah, so then we cut backstage after this beatdown. Hook and Shibata. So it was Shibata, and he's like, he's too large to be wearing a floral pattern. Unbelievable. Okay, 5th match, we get Toni Storm against Hayley Cameron. Toni Storm wins in about 2 seconds. Again, I'm not going to complain. The match lasts about 3 minutes. That's what it should be. The Undisputed Kingdom come face to face with Roderick Strong in the back. Will Ospreay says that Strong's too comfortable with his title, mainly because he's flanked by the Kingdom, or is it because I've retired this finishing move? Well, what? Retired this finishing move? This is just pathetic. Then it's about, you don't deserve the world title, and I'm going to make you wait to the pay-per-view till we can put on that 5-star match that I know we can put on. And then cringe, man. Guys talking about banned moves. Well, are you fearing it because this move got banned because I injured Daniel Bryan despite the fact he came back like 8 days later and he wasn't very much injured? At least you're going to try and put over a move for injuring somebody. Don't have him fucking come back and be forgotten about. Awful. Oh, but Daniel Bryan and Will Ospreay, that's a great feud, isn't it? Fucking shite match, shite feud, shiter match, shiter aftermath. Mince. Absolute mince. And talking of mince, what do we get up next? We get a contract signing between Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale coming out in a bloody avocado green bin bag attire, looking like an absolute tragedy. Then you get Mercedes Moné talking absolute shite. Oh, I revolutionised the business back in 2015. All these, not actually mentioning WWE, but all these constant WWE references. Like, can they not just go a show without mentioning WWE? Pathetic. Will Nightingale brings up the fact that they last took each other on. She walked out as champion, and Mercedes Moné didn't actually walk out, which I thought was a decent enough line. I'll give credit where credit's due. But then, slap for Mercedes Moné. Will Nightingale counters it, hits the power bomb through a table. Everyone's helping Mercedes Moné at the ring. Anyway, guys, it's time for our main event. It's Dax Harwood taking on Okada. This match went over. This match went over the threshold. This match, do not know why it went over. What's the need, man? Why? What is the fucking need of this match going over the threshold, by the way? No need whatsoever between Okada. What is the overrun gimmick on Dynamite? See, back in the day, like, see, overruns, it used to be used for actual good causes and actual, worthy storylines. See, a boring 20-minute match between a fat, out of shape, hippie, 70-looking porn star and a guy that can't speak English and has worse promo skills than Mike Adamle. Why is that? Why should that intrigue people to stay past the 3 o'clock in the morning thing here in the UK? Obviously, in America, it's a different story. But who's going to be the fourth member in the Anarchy in the Arena match? Who knows? Who cares? The show fucking sucks. But let's get to the winner of this match. Okada picks up the win. We then have like the worst looking beatdown I've ever seen. Remember those punches a couple of years ago with the Dark Order? Jack Perry runs down in a suit that's far too big for him, but at the same time, he still looks like an absolute diddy, man. Oh, of course he would. It's Jack Perry, who am I trying? It's just a bunch of diddy men. Like, see where Okada is by far the biggest guy you've got in this entire feud. That you've got a prop. You've got the Bucks, you've got Jack Perry, you've got Dax Harwood, you've got the other guy in FTR that I just do not remember. Cash Wheeler, that's his name, right? Then you've got, like, Daniel Bryan. It's just a bunch of absolute diddy men. And then speaking of diddy men, it's a returning Darby Allin. Can it get any smaller than this? What happened to larger than life characters, man? What happened? Obviously, this is hyped up, right? It's a 4-on-4 match. It is diddy men. How can you... this could be 8 random guys for the crowd. Remember when Raw and SmackDown collided, right? In 2005? I mean, you've got Kane and Big Show, Shawn Michaels, Chris Masters, Carlito. Like, Carlito and Shawn Michaels, right? Are the two smallest guys in that team. But look how jacked they were. You look at SmackDown, fucking Batista, JBL, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley. Rey Mysterio, the biggest little man, and he's more jacked than these 8 guys combined. It's embarrassing. Anyway, Darby Allin's back, which is weird because he did get hit by a bus not too long ago. So, yeah. I mean, I guess for his sake, it's good to see him back. Didn't want it to end his career, save the guy's life. So it's a good thing. But what did I rate this show out of 10? I mean, I gave NXT a 1. This show was quite bad. I mean, I've pretty much ranted and raved my whole life through it. I'll give it a 2. Darby Allin returned. Dynamite though, absolute shite.